Take it now or never. You have shorts on, remember?
I do. Ooh, it is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little more comfy. What's up, guys? I'm Aly.
And I'm Danny.
Today we're going to talk about Tfu. Tfu is a content creator, but mainly Twitch streamer. Would you have
Yep.
to say? Because this is
As of right now, yes, I feel like that's his main source. He used to be a part of Tfue'S, which that was a whole controversy in itself because of the whole contract.
yeah. We'll leave it out. But basically, he posted a YouTube video saying that he is going to leave streaming, content creation, social media.
Yeah, he labeled it goodbye.
Goodbye. So here are the main points that we gathered from this video.
He is also getting a lot of backlash right now about how he said things, and people are like, "Dude, why are you like saying goodbye? You're streaming 6 to 8 hours, playing video games all
Yeah.
day. Like, how hard is that? You know?"
All right, so here's the points. Ready? He says he has no outside hobbies out of gaming. He's been doing this for 8 years, partnered on Twitch, started as a kid. He's 25 years old, so 8 minus 25. I'm not doing that crap. You do that.
17
Gaming
hours.
is an escape for him,
Yeah.
but now he uses his reality to escape from work. So gaming doesn't feel fun anymore. He said streaming 6 to 8 hours a day is hard, not having the time to do shit. That was a little controversial, the way that
Well,
he
that was
posted.
literally
This
the
is what he
shit
said.
was
And then
what he said.
he says he feels like he needs a break. He's missing out. And he said, do what makes you happy. It's not making him happy anymore. And he always did what he wanted and not what other people told him to do and to chase his dreams. And fuck it. He never did it for the money. He did it because he enjoyed it. He ended the video saying, subscribe for more, but he doesn't know if he's coming back.
The subscribe for more thing.
I thought
Before you wrote it down, I told you that that's how they end every video.
Yeah, but still, like,
it's
come
literally probably a copy and paste for his editor. But
I'm going to
regardless,
talk about what bothered me the most. The 6 to 8 hours, how he was, it came off as if he was complaining that he was gaming to 6 to 8 hours a day and had no time to do other things. He should have phrased that better in the aspect of like 6 to 8 hours gaming is mentally draining. I don't like it anymore. But people are working 12-hour day shifts and they still have time to do other things. We did that and we did the same thing. So it's like, it was almost disrespectful, I would have to say.
yes, I think unless you're in his similar shoes, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of things he said that I know for an average person that was doing a 9 to 5, they will not appreciate at all.
Trust me,
right?
we relate to what he said, though.
Yes, we do. We relate to a lot of things he's saying because we also sacrificed a lot to be where we're at, right? I mean, in our case, we were, working full-time jobs and then coming home and pretty much putting in full-time content creation hours.
Yes.
But I mean, his entire life, he never really worked a 9 to 5. His whole career was gaming, and he grew with how the platform started to grow. Right?
He doesn't know any. It's almost like he doesn't know any different. We can't speak for that, but we're just saying.
He said that he spent most of his life in front of a screen, right? And he's probably thinking like, there's more out there, right? I mean, this guy has made millions and millions of dollars doing what he loves to do.
We also need to talk about that he has the privilege to stop doing what he's doing because he has $1 million. He has it made, and a bunch of people don't have that privilege.
Yes, but you could tell he's definitely going through some stuff as well, right? You never know what's going on behind closed doors, right?
Yes.
All these big creators, all these things, a lot of time when they go live, they put a smile on, they do their job, they go, right? But like there's a lot more that's there that isn't like being seen, right?
Yes, I
There's
agree.
a lot of things even in my stream and how I feel. Maybe I kind of projected a little bit more than most streamers, but like at the end of the day, he just went on to try to be entertaining and for his viewers, and it also helps that he was a very, very good gamer. So like even when having a bad days, they're all very impressed about his gameplay.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if I was going live, it wouldn't be as impressive because it was like, okay, something's wrong with him because that's what they're there for, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not there for my amazing like 30 bombs and all these different things. They're just not. People are in my stream because they like me. But as soon as they see me a little off, they're like, what's going on with him?
By no means do I think it's fair to compare his situation to any other because
No.
every situation is different, but we can only try and understand and at least maybe relate a little bit and put ourselves in, try and figure out how to put ourselves in this position
I mean,
a bit.
look, at the end of the day, I think he's going to get a lot more hate than anything else. And I think it's good for us to put ourselves in our, like, put, our viewers in his shoes through
Yeah.
us, right? I don't know how to really put that, but we understand some of the things that he's saying on a smaller level, maybe not so much.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things I really think he messed up on in
He should
saying a
have
certain way. I think there was
expanded on what he was
something
saying.
about maybe talking out with one of his friends
Yeah.
first before kind of just, it seems like it was like a one take thing. Whatever came out, came out. And I think there could have been a lot more things said that just brought more clarity to the average person who just loved watching him stream every day.
Yeah.
That was part of his routine or their routine and just loved his content. And then now it's like he's deserting them.
So
right?
one thing I would like to elaborate on that he said, streaming 6 to 8 hours a day, it's the, I don't know how to, there's the mental aspect behind it that's draining, not the gameplay part, the entertaining, the reading chat, the constant bullying, the constant hate. I mean, I don't know if that's what he's dealing with, but that is the aspect that I think about that is tasking on the 6 to 8 hours of streaming and playing video games. It's not the playing video games.
I don't think he suffers it as much as we do. Right?
Okay.
His community is very strong, very passionate, I've been in his stream multiple times and it's very like, whatever you got to do, buddy. I'm here.
Yeah,
they're
but
in his corner.
that's not everyone.
That's not everyone, but I mean, it's not like they're talking about his image or anything like that. He's a fit young guy that, dates who he wants and there's nothing like really to make fun of him for. On our scale, like they're always going to push our buttons, but like Joe Schmoes are not going to comment on his thing and he's going to see it, right?
But
he
imagine,
just posts and then it's done.
Imagine what's happening on our scale and we're not even nearly as big as him.
But
and
at that scale, Aly, we don't need to look at the comments. Like he's getting
millions,
10,000 comments on a thing. You're not going to read through them all. You're not. They're just going to get pushed under, but people are going to say stuff. But half the time, you think that guy's reading his comments? He's got a team that is creating the content. He streams and they analyze his stream. They say, hey, we can make 2 YouTube videos of this, 4 posts.
See, but he has the money to pay people to take things off of his plate. So I'm wondering, like,
look, at the end of the day, I honestly think it just got to the point where he didn't love it anymore. Where once he, like myself, we worried about going full time because we loved creating content together. We loved doing these things, but there was never stress because we had this guaranteed income because we were both working full time. But as soon as it turned into this is our bread and butter, we have to create content. We have to get
the fun out of it.
It takes most of the fun out of it. I still enjoy myself some days, most days.
Yeah.
But there are days I'm like, holy shit, like I can't believe we have to do this right now. But we have to because it's our job.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people.
But he has a choice. That's what I'm saying. Like he has a choice right now, and he's making it. I think he should have expressed that he's making a choice. He had a choice to put himself on camera, and now he has a choice to take himself off, and that's what he's doing.
Yes, and I think there's a weird middle point too when it comes to that comment. And the first streamer I think of is Castro. I don't know if anyone that is listening knows Castro, but he's a big FIFA streamer.
Okay.
And with him playing FIFA, he streams a lot when FIFA first comes out, right? Opens a ton of packs, invests a ton of money. Like people love just going to stream because he just brings a crazy vibe. He's very knowledgeable on soccer and just in general, right? As soon as that starts to die out, he's not streaming FIFA just because he's traveling the world and doing things and going to the World Cup, but he's streaming it all, right? Like, and I think Tfu is just feels like he got caught behind the screen and he's just on this everyday routine that's just not him anymore. He doesn't really love it. And I think that's a struggle. But I think if you really wanted to, instead of saying goodbye, which I really don't think it's a goodbye, I think it's like, I'll see you later, maybe in like a month.
I think it's a comeback.
He needs a mental reset and just go and enjoy himself and not sit behind the screen every day. And right now, gaming's really dry right now as it is. There's a lot of just out there, just not games that are really like. And he was always a very competitive gamer, wanted to compete and play in tournaments and stuff. He's just not doing that anymore. It's just he's run through the motions every day.
It's funny because I want to talk about this, how he needs to get away. And he said that his reality is getting away. That is us too. Like living in the moment, putting our phones down, not recording. We're like, okay, phones down. Like we don't have to post anything for TikTok. We don't have to record for anyone. And that is the time where we get to relax. Instead, it used to be our
Mhm.
in the moment, and then now it's, I mean, it used to be us in the moment,
Mhm.
relaxing. No, not relaxing, and then going to gaming and relaxing, but now it's reversed,
Correct.
which is so weird. We did not want that to happen, but it just
It
did,
just naturally
because we
happens.
put ourselves in that position by
Well,
making this
I
work.
wouldn't even say it's putting into possession. It's like you need to commit full time at some point to have it grow, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be 50%, like in our case, and 50% and 50%. You want to give it your all when you can, right?
Yeah, I mean, we missed out on a lot of things, and there is some regret. So I can only imagine how much he missed out on. But again, he has the privilege to fix these things with money.
Yes.
A lot of our situation and things that we did could have been fixed with money.
Correct. And I think there's no reason in my mind why he can't do what he loves to do. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna have a beer somewhere and enjoy myself.
Hire
There's
someone.
still some if he doesn't want to be on stream, I get it, right?
Yeah.
Like then go do your thing, enjoy. But be like, hey, I'll be back in a week. I'm gonna take a vacation.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what I would have appreciated if he's like, hey, listen, gaming is not good for me anymore. I need a mental break. I will be back in some time. I don't know when, but like I can afford to take off. I've worked so hard and this is what I'm going to do. Like I hope to see you guys when I come back. But don't kind of like pretend that you're not coming back. He's coming back. What do you think?
no, I really think he will be back. I feel like someone like that with gaming in his blood. And like again, it was his escape at one point from reality, right? And it's the same way it is for us, and the same way I want to make my stream somewhere that people that are viewing it can escape, right? And I think a lot of his viewers are hurt right now because they were his diehards.
Yeah.
He was their escape. And I think not thinking about that and saying the things he said hurt a lot of their feelings. And then now that they're kind of like coming at him like, dude, like you get to play video games. Yes, it's a privilege. It is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like any job, doing it day in and day out mindlessly at this point, because he's not necessarily like applying himself competitively or anything like that. He doesn't have like a goal that he's trying to accomplish. He's there, right? And he doesn't need to be there anymore. So he's like,
This is with
I
any
want to-
job. Like
but
Jeff
that's with any
Bezos with
job.
fucking Amazon. It's the same shit.
Exactly. He doesn't need to be there anymore. So then at this point, he's like, look, I'm going to take a break. By saying goodbye is not, I think, kind of threw up some red flags for
Yeah.
a bunch of people. I would have just labeled it maybe see you in a bit, see you later.
Well, it was almost like he was acting as if he was being transparent, but it just wasn't. Like
No, it was very cryptic. There's a lot of things that are left to be said. I think in my mind, he's taking a break. He needs a mental reset. The same way, like maybe just before my Mexico trip, I was a little just out of it and just needed a little bit of a disengage to then come back and enjoy myself, right?
you get drained.
You get drained. You do the same thing every day. You go into emotion, and then, but like again, he sacrificed a lot in his life, right?
Yes.
Like, yes,
that's
he got
also
to
a
enjoy
choice.
himself. It is a choice, but now it's a choice that he no longer needs to have because he has that freedom, right?
At some point, you were
We,
draining
for instance,
yourself
yes, but
at
at the
your
same time,
IT job.
yes, but what I'm saying is, Aly, like, yes, it's draining and you sacrifice a lot. But right now, like I can't say, oh, I need a month break from. We need money through content creation. We don't have millions saved up. We didn't
I mean,
have a
shit, if
phase
I had that,
contract.
I would take my breaks anytime I pleased.
Well, that's the thing. He just found it. He just got worked up. He was just doing it every day for the money, which he never did it for in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The same like us. We don't stream for money. We do it because we love streaming.
Yeah,
but
but
we create content. We create content, and that's where our income's at, right? That's where his income's at. He's not really doing anything else. Like he's creating content on Twitch, and then they push it to YouTube, and he has a team. But he's not like getting brand deals to post things on TikTok. Like he's not. He's getting his value through streaming.
Yeah.
So it is his everyday thing, and I think it just got too much, and he wants to take a break. A long break, not like I'm gonna go on vacation. He wants to take like a month,
Yeah.
maybe two, mental reset. But the man's gonna come back to gaming. Gaming is his guy's life. He likes surfing. He likes being outside and doing things. I get that, but at the end of the day, he's gonna want that release again, and he's gonna come back.
Well, one thing that always bothers me, well, actually, you know, before we got into content creation, we used to wonder why people in this content creation world just stop creating content and they quit. And we're like, why the hell would they ever quit? They had it made. Like, what
mentally
could
challenging.
possess someone to quit the best job ever in our eyes. And
Everyone always wants it until they have it, right? And I think a lot of people that don't have it, that are struggling in their job, and there's a lot of people every day in daylight that are just stressed and pissed at their everyday job, and then they look at this guy that's giving it all away. He's got it fucking made. He's got millions of subscribers. He's got millions of dollars coming in yearly. And then they're like, why would he just stop? Because he can, right? The man has a following. He has traction. He has all these things. If he wanted to just open up a skate park, Tfue'S skate park, I guarantee people will go to his skate park because he's Tfue'S, right?
like, we're not done. We know if we stop, it's game over for us. We can't just come back
different.
and make.
It's different.
Yeah.
But again, putting myself in his shoes, there's days that I just mentally, it's like, dude, this used to be so much fun to do, and then now it just takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
If you could find ways of just keeping the fun in things and not make it a job and not be stressed about the money and all these things, it takes a lot out of you. I know it's a little different on his scale, but again, I think he just, again, mentally, he just has something going on. He needs the release. He needs the break. And it's not like he says he doesn't love it anymore, or he said he needs a break. But like, again, you don't know what's going on between his ears.
Yes.
You just don't. And you can't assume things, right?
And I was talking to you the other day about me working my full-time job and doing the content creation on the side was less stressful mentally than what we're doing now.
Yes.
We were putting in way more work, way more hours.
Yeah.
But this, with us being able to do this full-time, creating our own schedule, my mental is worse than those longer hours.
Well, because you have the security, right? We
Yeah.
don't have security now. If things hit the fan, we get canceled. You say something wrong, I say something wrong, we get canceled. We're
not
done.
gonna get us canceled.
If there's gonna be someone, it's you, 100%.
Stop that.
Aly, you don't have a filter sometimes, and you want to say things at the tip of your tongue, and I have to stop you. And
I never say it. We're getting off topic.
no, we're not. But just in general, there's just things that are different between our situations, right?
Yes.
We get canceled, it's over for us. We're going full-time jobs again.
Yes.
He has the luxury of taking a break, not even getting canceled, just stopping, right? And living off the fruit of the land. And eventually making a comeback, which would be a huge thing. Oh my God, the
Tfue'S
lovely
back.
Tfue'S. Let's
Yeah.
go fucking show him some love. Like, so happy you're mentally ready and all these things, right? I get it. But he's very passionate about what he does. He has been a gamer his entire life. He is creating content before it was probably on Justin TV and before it was Twitch and all these things, right?
Yeah.
He's going to need some time. There's a lot that he sacrificed, and he was one of these guys that lived his life on the edge and jumping off cliffs and being so adventurous, and he feels probably like he left a lot of it on the table when he was sitting behind like on a screen all day, right?
I mean, think about it. Not being able to go to college and missing out on those experiences.
There's a lot of things that are probably going through his noodle, like, why am I keep doing something that I don't love anymore? Like, maybe there's more out there for me. And I understand that. Like, we missed out on a lot of things. We missed out on friendships. There was situations where, like, in my mind that really hurt me, that like I felt like my friendships from like high school, I kind of let go, and they were like my best friends. Like we would literally die for each other, right? And now, because we took this plunge into content, and I sacrificed so much, like, hey, do you want to go out? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to go play soccer? Hey, do you want to? I'm like, no. I'm on a grind. I want to create content. I want to grow on Twitch. I want to do all these things, right?
And we never asked back to see them.
Yeah, no, because again, we
didn't
were
have the
just like
time.
so focused. We should have probably done a little more, but
Looking back, yes, we should have.
but at the same time, it's like at the time we were so closed in, and then like when they get married, like you're like, at the time, if they got married when we were like 18, I would be his best man.
Yeah.
But then now I'm not even his wedding, right? And there's these sacrifices that needed to be made. Do I think they needed to be in our case? Some, no. But we sacrificed a bunch to get where we're at, right?
Yeah. You
And
get
I
so
think,
consumed in what you're
yes,
doing. You
and I think he must have done the same, right? Like,
you don't realize until after, and you look back and you're like, shit, and then you keep harping on it, and it eats away at you. And then some things are unfixable, and
Yes.
some things you can't go back to because of
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
And that's
No.
with anything.
Exactly. And
But
I think that's where I think he's at, where maybe on a different scale, like where I'm thinking I let friendships go. Maybe I should have spent a little more time with my, like going out with my friends or spending time with my family or doing these things, right? I was in a closed room behind door screaming at 12-year-olds on Fortnite. You know what I mean?
you know when it hit me the most was, so I keep telling everyone it's my birthday week, and I tell Danny I want everyone to know it's my birthday because I have this big fear. So since we started content creation, we've been inside together a lot and done nothing.
I know exactly what you're saying. And
And
I have the same thing.
what happened around my birthday, what, 2-3 years in a row, is that I didn't get any texts except for like anyone inside my family.
Yeah.
And that happening year after year, I said, fuck, what did I do? And it was sad. I dread my birthday. I hate it. We've been spending it inside doing nothing. People keep asking what I'm trying to do for my birthday. And I'm trying to get all excited and tell people it's my birthday because maybe the people who watch our videos will wish me a happy birthday, you know?
Yeah. No, it's a lot and it's sad, but it's the same thing, right?
But it's on me as well.
Like
it's not on everyone else.
my best friends, like I still call them my best friends, but like
They don't think of you that way anymore.
no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was really nice to reconnect with a lot of my friends from college when I went on this Mexico trip, but it's not the same, right? Like everyone grew up. It's not like that brotherly bond anymore. It's just like, hey, we had really good times, right? And like, it hurts, it does, but I think it's important that the right people knew. For instance, like my good friend Jeremy, who we went on the bachelor party for. Reason why I said, fuck it, we're going to Mexico for his bachelor party. We're going to Colombia for his wedding. It's a lot, right? But that guy, no matter what, was there for me.
I think if we asked him to fly out here the next day,
I'm
that
like,
we have
hey,
an
I need
issue,
you. Mentally, I'm just not right. I
he would
need you.
come.
He would, nope, drop everything. I'm there.
Yeah.
And those are the guys. And like, I come back and I hang out with them. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Because he knew that I was on the grind, right? He knew that it's like there's more than what meets the eye. He was like, look, it's not just him. He's on a mission. And when it's time, I'll be ready to support him, right?
And we're not even like big people, and we have trouble making friends. I can't imagine what he's dealing with as well. Like, it's hard to further your personal life and friendship life when people know who you are. It's very weird.
Yeah. But I don't think Tifa has a hard time of getting him happy birthdays on his birthday. I feel like everyone wants to be close to him.
I guess.
But I think, like I said, when thinking about these things for us on a small level,
Yes.
there's a lot of things that we sacrificed, and it hurts just to think about them. And then your mind starts to spiral and like, did we make the right decision and all these different things?
Are we happy? Yes, but
Yes, we are blessed to do what we love to do every day. And I'm so happy to have friends and I can call family now that I've met through stream. And I wouldn't give it up for anything. But I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. I'm not going to tell you that it's there weren't difficult times.
Yeah.
There's not things. I'm not going to tell you that mentally it's not taxing, because it is. But at the same time, you need to remember that like there's a every job there's stressors. And
you have a fuzzy in your beard.
where?
Yep.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sorry.
no, it's fine. But there's stressors in every job, and I can only imagine what he's going through mentally, right? Because you could say, you can use the big D word and say depressed or whatever, and it's not whatever, but it happens. You get yourself going, your mind's all worked up, and he thinks he needs a break. He feels like he missed out on things in life, and he was stuck behind a like a screen, right? But from my point of view, looking at Tfu, I think it was like the perfect medium for me. Again,
What
from
do
the
you
outside
mean?
looking in, this is probably why he gets so much hate, because I saw him enjoying himself. I saw him jump off cliffs and make these crazy videos, Mr. Beast, and with his brother and all these things. I just think recently the transition from not playing so much competitive and not being on the grind to try to win, it's just kind of like, let me just go live and shoot a bunch of people for 6 hours. And it just, there was no grind in it anymore. He just did it to do it.
But
And then he feels at that point, it's like he's withering away, sitting behind a screen, and he can't do it anymore.
but hear me out. Also, people are wondering how you could feel so lonely and isolated when you have all these people rooting for your success.
Mm-hmm.
But he said something along the lines of that he doesn't have much time outside of his gaming in reality. So he might feel like you feel alone, even though you have all these people coming in your stream and you do make these relationships. In person is just as important and outside of that. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that his work became his entire life, everything.
Yeah.
And there was no outside of work relationship.
Yeah. Everything. Well, we deal with that every day, right? We don't know when to turn it off. Everything's content. Everything is like,
For a while, we tried to make our bedroom no work, no content
like whenever
ever.
we go there to go to bed and stuff, it's just like we would turn it off.
We have to yell at each other to stop talking about business.
It's like, hey, what about this idea?
Stop.
Oh my God, what about this post? So like, blah, 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 all this stuff. And like, hey, like, we're going to get a burger. Do you want to record it? Like, there's no turning it off, right?
It's a dangerous game.
We don't know what happens behind closed doors with Tfu. We don't know what's going on in his head. There's a lot of things we don't understand.
Yes.
But do I think you should get shit on for the way he said some things and how he addressed some things? I still am going to say no, because anyone that cares about Tfu and part of his community probably understand, like, look, he's going through some shit. He needs a break. I get it. But like, any from the outside looking in, some Joe Schmo, oh my God, this guy makes millions playing video games.
Outside looking in, yeah. Years ago before I did this, I'd be like, what the freak is he talking about? Like,
what an
grow up.
But now, understanding the stressors and at what scale, like, I'm feeling it on maybe of a 4 out of 10. He's maybe feeling it at a 9 out of a 10. And he's like really in a bad place.
Yeah.
And he needs a break. Believe me, buddy, take a break. You have the luxury to enjoy it. But in my perspective, if I was his friend, I would be like, dude, you don't need to play video games on stream. There's a way of creating content that's not around video games.
And he doesn't have to stream 6 to 8 hours a day. Stream 2. Do an hour.
I think half or more of his audience would enjoy watching him take an adventure to Europe.
Yeah.
And, going on his cliff diving in Spain and all of these different things he loves doing, skateboarding, surfing, like set up your tripod and someone video you from the beach. Like, people will watch it, right? And then he will be enjoying himself. And we will see the old Tfu again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he mentally needs to be away from the camera. And I can understand that too.
I definitely understand that.
But I think, maybe if it was like 2-3 months ago when these stressors started to come through his head, instead of just keep going, maybe someone need to be in his ear and be like, look, let's do something different.
Well, the thing is, when this video came out, I was reading a lot of the comments, and then they're like, oh, streaming video games 6 to 8 hours a day must be a hard life. And people just took that one segment and ran with it. But I also think he screwed up a little bit by not acknowledging his privilege. People do not get the privilege to just say, freak it, I don't want to do work anymore. That's just not realistic. And I think that's what bothers me. You can't just say no. And
also just letting people know you appreciate this position you're in, right? There's a lot, we get shit for it all the time by our community and our friends, but we always say, like, look, we know we have the best job in the world, right? Like, we truly think that.
Yeah.
But we're allowed to still have things that stress us out about it. And it doesn't make us bad people to complain about it.
And it doesn't mean you're ungrateful.
It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. But at the same time, it's nice having family or part of the community that are willing to listen, right?
Yes.
It's not like, oh my God, I wish I was doing what they're doing. Like, look at them, they're enjoying themselves. And then we say, oh my God, this job is really stressful. Or we say something along those lines. And they're like, fuck you. Like, I'm working a 9 to 5 or I'm working 12 hours a day. Like, you guys are creating content, right? We know that.
Yeah.
But at like every job, there are things that piss us off sometimes, and that like can't believe this is happening or can't believe that's happening.
There's an upkeep. Like, we're not having, 24/7 or 24-hour free days. Like, no.
No.
It's every time we pick up our phone, it's always work. And like, I don't even use my phone anymore for like personal things.
No.
It's always just work.
I'm
And I
trying
need to
to
get,
now.
yes,
I'm
me too.
trying. I'm trying so hard. I'm like, haven't talked to Eric in a little bit. Let me hit him up.
I'm trying to
not
put down my
talking to
phone and
Lena
watch
in a
the
little bit.
TV. Like, just that. But then I get a freaking idea and I'm like, I need to write it down. Then it spirals into this whole thing. Like,
We watch
why
him-
can't you just shut it off?
It's hard. It's what our life is now. Right?
And I think it sucks that this is going to probably stir a whole pot, but like, having a gaming room is cool and all, but never leaving home for your work is so,
it's hard to turn it off and on.
but like detrimental, like to your health.
I wouldn't say detrimental. I think it's a little much.
No,
but
because we don't go outside. Again, it's a choice. We don't go outside. We don't even know what day of the week it is. We get so consumed, but this is on us. This is the mistakes that we're making. We need to get outside more.
Some people have routines, Aly, that they can stick to, and it's just we've put ourselves in this position.
I did say that, yeah.
It's not like that. Like I watch, other creators. They wake up at 7 a.m. They have their editing time. They have their normal time. They have their time for nothing. They have,
Yeah, but I'm saying we fell into a dangerous loop of staying confined in this house, and this is our work.
Yes, but again, it's by choice, right?
Yes.
Like we're on a grind. We're trying. We have not made it.
No.
We haven't. We have literally less than 9,000 or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yes, we have some TikTok following that again allows us to work with companies. Our Instagram following is same thing, around 10K, give or take. And all these things, yes, that 10K is a lot, and it's a lot more than some people have. But again,
It's not enough
that's
in this
nowhere
business.
to be like, hey, fuck this. I'm going to go try something different, and I have enough following to go and do it. Or I can't start my own brand, and then like people just automatically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not at that Tfue'S. We're just not, right? So like every day to me is like, we're not there yet. We haven't made it. I need to give everything I have. I can't take a day off.
Yeah.
You can look at my schedule. Honestly, those last 4 days, that was 4 or 5 days I was in Mexico, is probably the longest I've taken off consecutively in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
3 years. If it wasn't like a week at a time when had like a family vacation or we went somewhere. Like I stream Monday, 7 days a week for like 6 hours.
By choice.
By choice. Because I don't think the job's done.
Yeah.
Right? And if I can put myself in front of people's eyes every single day and become part of their daily routine, that means something to me. And then I could continue to grow our brand and grow our popularity, and then eventually hopefully get to a point where I can
feel like we can earn a break and actually put our phone down. But right now we can't.
We can't. Like we're not there. We are making ends meet, thank God, right?
Yeah.
But we need to continue to grind so that I can just take that little extra weight off my shoulder.
Yes.
Right? Like I want to be able to have a fund that I can start for a future family or a like investment opportunity or stuff like that. But I feel like every month we're kind of just like, do what we got to do to get by, doing our thing. And I just want to break that cycle.
Yeah, me too.
And I think obviously Tfue'S broke that cycle a while ago, but at the same time, that's all he knew, right? He grew into what the popularity as he was. Things fell in place for him, and he deserves it because he really put the grind time. This guy was uploading YouTube videos before it was like cool to do it, right? Like back in the day, it was like you're a nerd, you're not going to go nowhere in life because you play video games. And then he took all of that heat along with other creators that we all love, Tim, Ninja, all these guys. It was freaking weird back then to play video games. Now it's like, I'm cool. I can
do it.
stream.
Everyone can
I want to
do
do it. Everyone can do it. I want to be a streamer. I want to do this. Back in the day, it was just like, I want to play some, I want to shoot people in the face because I'm stressed about my school and I want to just take it out on these random guys online, you know? But these guys fought through it. They've gotten to where they're at now. And I think they deserve that break, right? This is all they knew.
Yeah.
and they've earned the respect of the community, of the gaming community, of the streaming. And I think he's getting too much shit for a poorly worded goodbye / see you later.
It was poorly
It was
worded.
very poorly. I know they did some flashbacks. Oh my God, the memories and all these things, but like,
I think that video was shit. I'm not gonna lie.
it wasn't the best. I've definitely seen better that he's posted, but he's also not a big talker. He's not
Yeah.
like the best well-spoken. He can't really express his feelings well. He's
It's hard to
constantly
express your
nervous
feelings,
and doing
yeah.
things. It's hard sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, for someone like him, that just was just very good. His actions spoke louder than his words, right? He
Agreed.
was very excited, but he's always been a great gamer. He didn't have to be the most entertaining, didn't have to be the most well-spoken, didn't have to, you know, his gameplay brought it all together, and his I don't give a fuck about anything attitude kind of was addicting to a lot of people, I think. And I think he's just suffering between his ears.
Yeah.
Mentally, he's struggling. He needs a break. And I think he deserves it. I wish he had someone to tell him things about not to say or how to say them.
And also, it's not in our position to tell someone that he deserves a break or whether or not they did, but we're just saying
In our feelings,
Like,
right?
yeah.
We're, in my opinion, okay? But I think he deserves a break. I think he needs to take a break for himself, to get himself situated, and then find why he loved what he did, and just do that. He's at that stage where he doesn't need it.
I mean, we're trying to find our way back into loving our content creation because at some point we switched it up in what we were doing and caring about like how we posted things in the editing. We're trying to switch it up. But at the end of the day, Dan and I gained our followers because we were us. So we need to start bringing back us into it and stop
Yeah,
thinking
the banter,
so much
the
about
fun, just the
what everyone has to say. And it's just constantly like, we're like, oh, was this brand not going to like? No, let's just focus on us. And when we did focus on us and posted our funny things, the videos did great. And we're like, see, but then we just keep falling back to this stupid ass cycle.
Yeah, no, it's hard to not fall back in the cycle because, like, again, you're trying to figure out what people want to see,
Yeah.
and like, instead of just posting what you want to post, and then the right people will get it, right?
And by the way, it's like 2 a.m. right now and we're recording this podcast. So it just, we slacked off like earlier in the day and we have a deadline. And this is what we should be in bed right now. But this is what we're talking about, how things consume us. And we do have to put in the work and we do have to stay on the same schedule
Yeah.
and little things like that. Not complaining.
No,
But
little things like this where, you know, like you're constantly trying to burn the candle at both ends to try to make ends meet, right? Like I said, our job's not done.
it's not.
It's not.
I want to
anywhere
blow
close.
the fuck up in a good way.
Yeah.
And I want to grow and I want to do this for a long time so that I could be home to raise our kids. That's all I want.
And that's our goal, is to be in a position where I feel comfortable enough, or we feel comfortable enough,
Yeah.
that we feel like we could bring a child into this world, that we are established enough with the brand deals we have that like we're supported, right? And that's not just by our viewers' wallets, by brands that consistent income. And again, that consistent income of me working my IT job, you working your nanny job, and doing the content creation, anything that we got from through content creation was a plus because we had the two avenues of consistent income, right? So it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then we really started to do well with the side stuff. We're like, okay, it's time. Boom, we dropped the consistency. We have all of these things going up and down. We make no money some months and good money the next month, and then we have to average it out. We have to figure out how much we can pay and all these things.
It's nuts.
So now there's a lot more stressors, there's a lot more inconsistency and just all over the place. And I think that's where stress comes in, the unknown, right?
Yeah, we didn't know it was going to be like this. We were making almost so much extra money that we were like, oh, wow, this is great. And then we didn't realize that like it could just like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, it sounds stupid, but there was just little things that were stressful that we did not bring into account that affect our everyday life, and it was dumb. So maybe we should make a list in like one of these podcasts about things that were stressful that we didn't think about before we went into full-time content creation.
Maybe. But I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing for people to understand is that, like,
No matter what job you have, it's not easy.
that's not where I was going with it, but you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't cut you off.
It's fine. But I think you can never put yourself in other people's shoes, right? mentally, there's a lot that goes on in people's heads that you will never understand.
Yes.
Like you just won't, right? And those people need to rely on their good friends and the people around them to open up and to, you know, so that's where like the mental health comes into this social media and stuff. Constantly, like you said, being scrutinized and commented on and all these different things. Do I think that's what's going on with Tfue? No. I just think he feels like he's left out, or, you know, and again, this is me just throwing ideas out here. I don't, you again, he could be really struggling mentally. And then now he's getting all this backlash for wanting to take a break and maybe not saying the things he wanted to say.
Yeah.
Right. So if anything, I'm taking his side more than any, because he needs a break. It's obvious, right? Like, do I think it's a big PR thing? No. Is it going to end up being a good PR thing for him? Probably. Because in 2 months from now, after taking his trips and drinking his beers and jumping off cliffs and surfing his waves, he's going to come around. He's going to be like, I want to play games again. This game seems intriguing to me. I'm going to give it a try. He's going to go live. All of his loving supporters are going to come flocking back. And it's going to be like Tfue returns, right? The same way Doc returned from his incidents of, like, you know, Twitch and all these different things.
Yeah.
Do I think that's his intention? No, but we're not in a position to know what's going on in his head.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be very critical and say, oh my God, you're giving up gaming.
But
Like,
he's not giving it up because he has a following. He could just come back whenever. I don't think people understand that.
they don't, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you make millions a month or $1 million a month, give or take. I'm just going to say that number. I doubt it's true. I don't know the real number. But people are like, dude, you make so much money a month playing games. Like, why are you complaining? These are the people that are also working jobs that they don't love, that they're just doing it to earn the money and they think it's okay. And now when they see this guy, it's like, dude, I can't believe you're doing what you love to do, or you're stopping to do what you love to do.
Yeah.
Dude, he's entitled to do whatever. And believe me, Tfue's been the guy that does whatever the fuck he wants to do, whenever the fuck he wants to do it.
Yeah.
And that's not going to start now. I think he realized he's not being himself and he's just going through the motions and he doesn't like it. He feels like he's leaving a bunch of things
It's like robotic almost. It's weird.
I truly think he's struggling, and I think he needs that time to reset. The same way I had to do a little mini reset in Mexico and just kind of get my mind off shit. I talked no business. I just drank tequila with my buddy. Believe me, after the first night, I did want to come home. I missed home very much. I missed you very much. But I played my role.
Stop saying miss home first and then
You
me.
are home for me. Like, you are. But in general, right, I literally just wanted to be there for him. And he needed somebody to match his vibe, to drink when he drank. And I was capable of doing it, so I just did it.
Yeah.
But fuck, after the first night, I just wanted to come home and go back to the grind.
Okay, but I want to make a point because, like, if I had Tfue, is it Tfue or Tfue?
Tfue.
I said Tfue or Tfue, whatever. If I had his money, a lot of my problems would go away, except for if people were still saying shit about me, I'd still be just as pissed and my
mentally
mental would still
draining.
be down.
It's mentally draining. And
But the money.
no one has the right to tell you what's going on through your own head.
Yes.
And a lot of people are going to be very opinionated about his decision of going to stop earning millions of dollars a month.
Because he can afford to.
Yes.
If you could afford to too, wouldn't you take a fucking break?
But it's not that. They're looking at it as, you worked so hard to get that and now you're just throwing it away. Are you fucking serious? I'm striving every single day to be you and to live your life.
And now you're
throwing it
ungrateful.
away. Yes. But those same people, they don't know what he's going through.
Yeah.
And they have no right to talk about it. The same way we don't really have the right to talk about it, our opinion. But we're just trying to give people the insight of, like, maybe when they read or saw those videos, that they're not thinking about what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
Right. And I think living the life of being a content creator, being a streamer, and understanding the stressors, maybe not at that level.
We're on such a small scale and we're losing our shit.
And now he's at the larger scale. Things become easier at that scale, but also there's things that become harder at that
Yes.
scale. Right.
It's a give. Everything is
It's
a give and take.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people are just going to throw all of those things out the window and be like, this guy's a fucking idiot because he's giving all this great opportunity away. But in reality, I think it's going to be all perfect for him. I can give you my timeline if you'd like. He's going to take this break. This video is going to do really well. He's going to earn a bunch of money on the video because everyone's going to talk about
Bro, he
him.
put so many ads in that video.
There was a shit ton of ads, but we're not going to talk about that. I think maybe all his videos are like that, whatever. But people are going to talk about him. These big, everyone's tweeting about him. Everyone's posting TikToks about him, wants to put the news out there.
He's good.
He's going to be fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gaining more and more popularity. He's becoming more aware. People are giving up $1 million jobs because they want to. And Tfu. He's going to get mental reset. He's going to go fucking live his life up. He's going to go around. He's going to go to different countries. He's going to take these different trips. He's not going to be videoing it. He's just going to be enjoying it, right? After like 2 months, he's going to be like, I kind of want to, touch my keyboard and mouse again. I want to play some video games. It's part of his life. He's going to always come back to it.
Bro, if he comes back in a week, I'm going to laugh so hard.
I don't think so. I think he's going to need more time than that. But he's going to come back. It's going to be like, oh my God, the prodigal son has returned. The fucking Tfue'S here. Everyone's going to flock back and check out his stream again. He's going to bring the vibes. He's going to bring the energy. He's going to bring the old Tfu back. He's going to be right back where he's at now.
Pop up on Kick.
Or maybe he's like, hey, and then, hey, we're going to have your big announcement. We're going to bring you to Kick, or we're going to bring you to fucking YouTube. You never know, right? It's like, hey, how about we take the stress out of your life? You only have to stream 20 hours a week or 30 hours a week, and we'll pay you $50 million, whatever it is. Imagine. But again, a platform like that or YouTube or stuff would be
one 20-hour stream a week.
1 20-hour stream.
1 20-hour stream.
Aly. So, but those are the things that are going through my head, and it'll be a good. I don't know if he meant it to be, but again, I'm not going to take that route either. But I do think when he does decide to return, it's going to be kind of like the Dr. Disrespect returns to streaming, and he's gonna back to where he was. He's a staple.
Yeah, we take a break and people are like, deuces.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was that?
Again, it's different, right? But again, there's work needs to be done on our part. Our situation is nowhere close to his situation, nor you can compare, kind of. But all we wanted to really do today was to kind of give you a little insight on our thoughts about the situation, our thoughts about his like wording, our thoughts about his wording and things of that sort.
Yeah. Wording, he fucked up, but totally understand why he's doing it. Everyone deserves a break. And being on a littler scale, we relate to some of the things that he says, but you should just definitely expand when you're talking about that, or be transparent with
throughout your time.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's a lot of times when like people will be like, Dan, you okay? And stream. And me, instead of just saying, yeah, I'll just be like, nah, man. I'm not okay. But again, that's just me, right? And that's not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Tfue'S not the easiest person to like talk to. And
bro, you don't know him.
No, but you could tell he's just not very like, like he just, Aly, stop.
No, but like,
I really think he's just not, he doesn't come across, he doesn't know how to like express himself. He doesn't, like any interview I've ever seen, it was just short, sweet, just like a brick wall. Like, I don't know. It's just not me. But like he comes alive in what he does.
Oh.
His energy and his like, I want to jump off a fucking cliff because I'm fucking crazy. And like, those are the things that get me riled up.
Yeah. Those
are things that like kind of people are like, hell yeah, I want to be like Tfu. I want to be a fucking sick gamer. I want to live my life. I don't care if I'm living in a little shed on the beach and jumping on my window for fun. And like, that's him. And like, that's the people that fucking,
Yeah.
And that was him. Now, when these things are going on in his head, like that kind of person, it's hard to get out of, and he needs a break. Give it to him.
Yep.
That's just my point of view. I think he needs a break. No one should be able to judge him on making that decision.
It's his life. It doesn't really, I'd say it doesn't affect
others.
It
It affects a lot of people because people literally go into stream every single day to
chill. I'm torn.
So I think forgot a little bit about his community at the time. There's times that I'm having a rough fucking day, but I go on I go live because if I help one person through that day, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a little selfish, but yeah. It's selfish, but not. Like, I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to feel better, and I feel like if I go live, it makes me feel better. like I might not show it, but like I know that like maybe one or two people are in there that may be going through something that they just want to chill and they just need something like, and I'm part of their daily routine to decompress.
Yeah.
And if I'm not there, they might be thinking a little bit more about that other thing. I'm doing my job. Right.
Yeah.
And that's just me. But again, I think I know for a fact he does that. A little yawn.
Tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too. But I think a lot of people forget that, a lot of streamers forget that they do that for so many people. And like
who does
people
it
like
for them?
Nick and Tfu and exactly. And you have to put them before you sometimes as a viewer,
I agree.
right? Like you might need to sacrifice some days of not seeing Tfu so that when he's ready to come back, he can be your muse again. He can be your escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's the roles need to be reversed sometimes. The same way I need to think about myself or I need to think about my viewers, they need to think about me. And once you have that communication, that transparency, hey, I need to take a break from streaming.
I always loved the quote or saying that the best way that you can help others is being your best self. And I stand by that.
Yeah. No, I think even just taking those 5 days off for me, felt like today I just brought a little bit different vibe. Yeah, I hate fucking losing and I get a little frustrated.
But you didn't take it as bad today.
I didn't take it as bad, but you know, just in general and just being positive and just talking to Chad, I think having TikTok and Twitch up, like I think I did an okay job.
Yeah,
But
I
again,
think you did
like
great.
sometimes I just get so fucking, you know, I just forget about everything.
So
And
do
just,
I, but one person sets me off, and the person kept apologizing the whole time. I was like, listen, I'm sorry I took it out on you, because we just come on there and people are commenting just about our looks or like our body. Just shut up. Like, don't say anything. Why is the need to keep going on? And it's just one person after
'cause
another.
those are the people that are struggling the most.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
I don't
going
wanna
through
hear it.
people's
and then we have
lives
to
and
bite our
stuff.
tongue, because if we don't, we get canceled. And like, it's just
It's a lot. There's a lot that we deal with. There's a lot that Tfu deals with. There's a lot that every streamer deals with. And it could be different things. It could be the same things. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that you guys don't see that happen behind the scenes. Me and Aly are trying to be as transparent as possible with you guys, with this podcast, with our posts, and with our lives.
I'm just worried that we tell them the way we feel, and somehow it's going to come off as we're ungrateful.
But that's okay, because the right people know how we feel, right? Those people that are gonna make us feel ungrateful, yeah, I just chip the shit out of you. But I just like scratched her with my toes. But like I didn't mean to, regardless. So there's a lot of things that I think people just don't get. That's fine.
So with everything. I don't know how the president's doing. He must be stressed the fuck out. Or like the Coast Guard with this whole submarine going under. We don't know.
Regardless, Aly, there's a lot of things that stress out a lot of people, and you don't know what those things are. And you have no right to comment on someone else's mental health or anything like that, because you don't know what's going on.
Didn't we just spend this whole episode commenting on his mental health?
Yes, but we're just trying to give other people's point of view that maybe they're not understanding.
Oh,
right?
you have no right to.
Say, oh, dude, like you're a fucking idiot, bro. Like, why are you doing that?
What's the
Because
diss?
he needs to.
What's it called? Diss something like.
I don't know where you're
I
going at
need
this.
to think of this word.
Well, that word might not be able to come out in time because we're gonna probably close this out very soon. So
Where you like make something less meaningful to someone, like not disregard, but like, oh, can someone
devalue.
kinda like you can never yeah, but it's a different word for devalue, but not that word.
Aly, it's too late for this.
Okay, good night. Have a good one.
I'll finish it out then. But yes, we gave our opinion on it, but I think we opened up a lot of people's eyes on different aspects that they just really don't think about when they initially see it. They're like, first thoughts like you're an idiot instead of like, hope you're okay.
Yeah.
And I hope if I am ever in a situation, maybe on our scale or maybe a little higher scale if we ever get to that point, that if I need a break, people would be like, I hope you're okay. We're here if you need me. Not, are you fucking serious? You're giving up this whole thing just because you're tired of playing games every day
It's
or
not
don't
that,
want a
yeah.
video. It's more than that.
If we ever took a break, something's wrong.
Yes. You never know. This guy might be just saying these things because something else is seriously wrong in his life and he doesn't want to let everyone know about it, right? and we're shitting on him over something that it could be super serious, but you don't know.
Yeah.
So like before you fucking say something that you're gonna regret or you're not really fully thinking, just put yourself in his shoes and all the things that he could be dealing with. And I'm happy he's taking his time. I'm happy he at least told people he just go fucking ghost. But
Everyone deserves a break.
everyone deserves a break. And, you know, I think he put his time in over the last fucking 8 years of his life, going full-time content every single fucking day. There wasn't a second that he didn't think about content. He needs a break. Take it. You know, I enjoyed his streams. I enjoy his vibe. Sometimes a little much for me, but I do enjoy it. And he deserves a break the same way everyone else deserves a break. So that's my thought.
Good night.
Ally's tired. I'm tired.
I'm actually
Thank you
really
guys so
tired.
much for spending time and, you know, experiencing or letting us kind of into our lives, kind of reflecting on Tfue'S and kind of, you know, bringing it full circle. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Another podcast. I know this is a day late, but we did have my trip to Mexico that kind of threw some things off. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube. We're going to be putting more podcasts out like this. We're trying to get to our view hours so we can monetize here on YouTube. As well as if you have any different ideas for different questions, things, topics you want us to talk about here on the podcast, please leave them in the comments below.
If you made it this far, type yellow in the comments.
After all the other questions and likes and stuff, you can put yellow, and Allie will probably be like, "Oh my god, these guys watched the end." Yeah,
Like, no one's skipping to that end.
no, but
So,
love you, appreciate you, and stay safe and keep your mind right.
hasta luego. You went to Mexico. We're keeping up the Spanish thing. See you later. My eyes are so
the only thing
itchy
I
from
learned-
the rain,
the
like
only-
allergies, and so are yours.
I-
You've been going like this all day. And
My
like,
contacts are all messed up, but
Yeah.
all I learned in Mexico was tequila, por favor.
not cerveza, bebida, agua.
Cerveza is beer, but like I didn't drink beer at all.
Cerveza's not beer. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
What
about
is
it.
cerveza?
It's like alcohol.
It's beer.
It's not beer.
I'm pretty sure
Let me
Eric
Google it.
ordered cerveza multiple times, and they just handed him a basic ass beer. I gotta be right here.
What?
Cerveza is beer.
Oh, I'm not. I got distracted.
Yeah, no, because I don't know.
Cerveza in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Gotta hurry up here, Allie. We're leaving these guys hanging.
I don't know how to spell it.
Just say it. You have an iPhone,
Cervezas.
Allie. Literally talking to your phone.
No, I don't have time for this. Just end
Just
it.
no. Now they want to know. There's gonna be someone's like,
Cerveza in Spanish to English. Oh, because it starts the fucking C. Oh, it is beer.
Allie, I literally ordered multiple for him this weekend. Thank you. Correct winner and still champion, me. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And we will see you on the next one. Sorry for the rants.